All right, I'm recording this video to explain how to write one-sentence case studies. This was inspired by a client that I recently brought on with Experiment 27, a marketing agency for other businesses. We help them grab more clients. We were on an onboarding call and we were kind of trying to workshop their unique value propositions and their case studies and talking about sort of the problems that they solve in the market. Because if you are doing outbound sales, which you should be, if you're a business that sells to other companies, outbound sales is the best way to generate predictable revenue. You can go out and you can find people that need what you have to offer and consistently and predictably close new business. A lot of agencies, specifically in the mobile app space, even the marketing space, are either too busy or lack the expertise to close their own business. And as a result, they rely on clients and they rely on word of mouth for their growth, which is unpredictable, and it's just not a good way to do business. You want to always be able to predict when you're going to get a new customer. And so one of the best ways to get new customers is cold email, reaching out to people in your target market and seeing if they have the problem that you can solve. And if they do, they will book a meeting with you. And once they book a meeting with you, you can have them sell themselves on working with you if you know how to sell properly. And so today I want to teach you how to write one-sentence case studies. They are the way that you convey your value proposition in one sentence, and you send that to people in your target market. And if you know your market well, you know that they have the problem that you can solve. So I'm going to give some examples. What is a one-sentence case study? Here's the framework for it. It's recently helped company with solution, which I'm going to fix these errors in a second. Oh my God. Wow, this is embarrassing. Which resulted, oh my gosh, I can't type, in benefit within timeline. So this is the general framework, and that was very poor typing on my behalf. I'm quite embarrassed. However, the point is, as a business, you have to think about it this way. Why do people solve problems? Why do people, or actually I said it backwards. Why do people pay money? Why do you spend money? You spend money to solve problems, okay? If you have a problem, if you have pain, you spend money to make the pain go away. And a lot of software companies in particular think about what they do from a technical perspective, because to be a software developer, you have to be technical. You have to be focused on, the code and the math, etc. But in order to close in business, you have to think about it from the business perspective. And from the business perspective, people have problems that they have to solve. And you are the one who solves those problems, and you provide value. You create value. So let's say you're a web developer. You could create a website that looks nice and it does the job. Or you could create a website that converts users 70% more often than another company's websites. And at the end of the day, if a website, let's say every customer is worth $100,000 to another company. If you convert, let's say the website gets 100 users a day and they get 1% conversion rate, which is pretty bad, but that's one lead per day. So it's 100 leads a month. And if they close 10% of those leads, they get 10 new customers per month. And each one's worth $100,000 a year. So let's say $1 million a year in revenue per month from the website, if you follow. If their website was converting at 2%, they would go from $1 million a year in closed business every month. If they were closing 2%, now they would have 100 people a month. 2% would convert to leads, so that's 20 leads. They would close twice as much business with the same website, or a better optimized website. So you have to think of yourself as a merchant of value, as solving business problems. It could be website conversion rate. It could be maybe they are a manufacturing company and you made an app for them that helped them become more efficient and they save money with operation costs. Whatever the problem was that you solved, you have to understand what that problem was and how you solved it and the outcome of that solution. That's the only reason why someone would buy from you, especially in the cold market, because when you are selling to a referral or an inbound lead, they are at the point in the buyer journey where they already know what their problem is. They are already in pain. to the point where they are seeking out a solution. And that solution is probably you if they found you somehow in Google or elsewhere. And so once they reach you, they really just have to evaluate, is this the right fit for me? And then, okay, I'm going to buy. But if you are doing cold email, which is more predictable, faster, and cheaper, etc., than inbound, right? It's on demand, but it's just harder to do, harder, quote unquote. If you reach out to somebody who isn't yet in the process of vetting out other vendors, they're just doing their day-to-day thing and they receive an email from you, the only way that you're going to get them on the phone is if you can speak to one of their problems. Because in the funnel, let me try to make a funnel here. Okay, here we go. Top of the funnel, up here, top of the funnel is, it goes like awareness. I don't know. I don't need to elaborate on the whole funnel, but the closer you get to the bottom of the funnel, the closer you are to actually buying. And at the bottom of the funnel, the customer is in pain. They already are aware of the problem. They're aware of the solution, and they're ready to buy. We are hitting people, I would say maybe middle of the funnel or top of the funnel with cold emails because they're not aware of the solution yet. They're just aware of the problem. They're not aware of, oh, I need to go and hire a developer, or, oh, I need to go and hire a marketing agency. That's very rare. Usually they have a problem that they're looking to solve. Their problem could be that they're too low, their website's conversion rate is too low. Their problem could be their website isn't driving them enough traffic. Their problem could be that they're an operations person at a manufacturing facility and their workers are inefficient because they don't have the right software to help them speed up their workday. Whatever it is, they have a problem, but they don't know what the solution is. And if you approach somebody and you tell them what their problem is better than they can describe it themselves, they will automatically assume that you have the answer. I'll say that again. If you can describe someone's problem to them better than they can describe it to themselves, they will automatically assume that you have the solution to their problem, and they will pay you to give them that solution. That is how you do outbound sales. And throughout my experience selling to agency owners, they all have the same problem. They don't know how to get their own business. They're just relying on referrals. So when I articulate the problem they're facing on the discovery call, they know, okay, this guy knows what he's talking about. This guy can help me, right? So we want to articulate that in our cold emails. And all that being said, the best way to do that is to think about your past projects, right? What problems were you solving in the market? What solutions did you provide to those customers? And ultimately, what was the outcome of your solution? Okay, so I'm going to riff some examples, and right now it looks like my document is not, I guess my Wi-Fi disconnected. So we'll see if I can refresh this. Let's see. We'll see. All right, so we are back in business. I'm going to riff a few samples. So I'll use one of our actual case studies. Recently helped Dom and Tom, another software company, I'll say software development company, use outreach like this to bring on McDonald's as a client and close an extra $1 million in new business within 6 months. So this case study right here, in one sentence, it tells them what we did. We used outreach to help another software development company bring on McDonald's and close an extra $1 million. So if anybody's interested in bringing on new clients, this is going to impress them, right? And if they search Dom and Tom, they're going to see, oh, they're a mobile app and a web developer. So I would not send this email to pizza restaurants or to e-commerce stores because they're not the same kind of company. But if I email other agencies, and even more specifically other software development companies or web developers, they're going to receive this email. They're going to realize that I understand their problems, and they're going to know that I'm an expert in my field because I help someone just like them solve a similar problem. But not only that, solve the problem and generate an awesome result. $1 million in revenue is a great outcome in 6 months. Right, and they gave us $30,000, by the way, for that return on investment, which is insane. So the point is, this is how you drive your cold outreach targeting and messaging. You target companies based on your past wins, and you talk about your past wins in a way that resonates with their problems, because ultimately you are a merchant of value. You are solving their problems for them, and you have to know as the consultant what problems you're solving for them. Most agencies are order takers. Most agencies wait for the order to come in and they just build what they want. In this case, in order to actually go out and generate your own business, you have to think outside the box. You have to realize what the value is to the customer and understand what problem you're solving. That is how you're going to consistently and predictably generate business outside of your referral network, outside of, okay, this person's coming to me and asking me to build this thing. You're going out and you're, as the expert in your field, generating business for them. So as a software developer, you could say, maybe you built a new website for somebody, right? You could say, recently helped CVS Health rebrand their web, or let's say develop a new website, which resulted in a 37% increase in conversions and I guess they're an enterprise company, so I could just say $7.5 million increase in sales within 6 months. So as far as your metrics go, it's really going to depend on the kind of companies you worked with before. CVS is an enterprise company, so emailing other enterprise companies and talking about a $7 million increase in sales might not be that impressive. Maybe I should say 70 million. That might be a little more impressive if you're emailing Fortune 500 companies. But if you're emailing Golden Geese companies, those are the companies between $5 and $150 million in revenue. $7 million in extra revenue would be pretty impressive. So just think about the market you're reaching out to and sort of, what you've done in the past. But overall, here's the general framework. I help this company with this service, which is web development, and this is the result. 37% increase in conversions and $7 million more in revenue within 6 months. That's a great outcome. Let's say instead of a website, you're a custom software developer. Recently helped, I use this example all the time, a manufacturer develop a custom software solution that automated their inventory management system. Let's say, and you would know this just from your conversations with past customers, but if you've worked with a lot of manufacturing companies, maybe throughout your conversations you've uncovered that a lot of them rely on manual systems to track their inventory, for example. And all the time it takes to write down your inventory and collaborate, etc., takes so much. It takes hours and hours. And if every hour is worth $50 or whatever it is, if you could cut out, let's say 75% of your hours spent on inventory with a custom software app, sure, the app might cost $100,000, but that might save you $1 million a year if you're saving 30 or 40% on your time spent on inventory, right? It just depends on the scale of the operation, but the point is you can always tie back what you're doing to dollars. Otherwise, the company would not hire you to do it. So in this case, for a manufacturer, recently helped a manufacturer develop a custom software solution that automated their inventory management system and saved them $5 million per year. Okay, one more example. If you're a marketer, recently helped a CRM software company use Facebook ads to generate an extra 100 demo signups per month, resulting in more than $60K in closed business. Whatever it is. So now if you're going to, how does this actually correlate to your outreach campaigns? Here's how it correlates. You target companies based on these case studies. So for example, if I was reaching out, if I had the Dom and Tom case study right here, I would target mobile and web developers. If I could type, I would. Here, I would target maybe pharmaceutical companies, maybe retail as well, because they're related to CVS. Here, I would target, manufacturing and logistics companies. because they're related to manufacturing, they probably have a similar problem. And here, I would target, let's say, B2B sales SaaS companies. So based on your case study, that's going to impact who you're reaching out to. And if you've done all 4 of these things in the past, you can use each one and you can reach out to the people at these companies that would care about what you're offering and see which market likes your offer the best. And then once you understand which market is best suited to your offer, you can then just double down on that market and continue optimizing your outreach campaigns. But this is really how you do a successful outreach campaign. This is incredibly important when it comes to cold outreach. It doesn't matter if you're doing it on LinkedIn, cold email, cold calling, in person. You have to have case studies. You have to be able to tell a story, and you have to understand the customer's problem and show them that you have the solution. And this is how you do it. And once you can fully articulate this value proposition, this story, you can then go out and see who is a fit for you to help them accomplish a similar outcome. I really hope this helps you. It is a very, very important thing to understand. And by the way, if you're interested, I actually have a lead generation training document that you can grab in the description down below. There's a link. It's for free. All you have to do is give me your email, and you can actually learn, and these are with 5-minute quick Loom videos, how to prospect leads for cold email. So this is going to teach you exactly how to find decision makers at your company. It's super easy, 7 minutes here. Each video is very broken down. How to find decision makers at the right companies that actually want what you offer. How to find their personal emails, even if most cold email finding tools could not find them. And how to validate their emails so that even if most validation tools could not validate them, I show you some tricks that no one else knows to validate these emails. And that means you're going to have lower bounce rates. And that's very important, because if you have a high bounce rate, you will go to spam and no one will read your cold emails. So this document's really, really valuable. It's from what I learned over several years of cold emailing and generating hundreds of thousands, if not millions, in sales. And you can have it for free. And it's so broken down, you can even give it to a virtual assistant on Upwork, and they'll generate leads for you for very cheap. So I highly recommend this document. You can grab it for free. And then ultimately, if you still need help with your cold email, with outbound sales, with any advice around those topics, I'm available for coaching consulting. It's $100. You get 2 phone calls with me, 30 minutes for each phone call. One phone call will be at the beginning of the month, and we'll look at what you're doing, what's been working, what's not been working, and sort of what you need help with. And I will give you a game plan, an action plan, step by step on how to get the result that you want. And then at the end of the month, we'll have a second call where we go through what you've actually done, and we'll see if what I recommended worked. And we can then go from there and adapt on sort of what to do, what not to do, and make sure that the advice that I'm giving you is resulting in the outcome that you desire. So that's all from me. I really hope this video helped you. If you have any questions around case studies and cold email, please drop them in the comments below. And be sure to smash the like button, because it helps a lot of other people see the video and learn and grow, etc. If you're not already subscribed, do that as well, because you don't want to miss out on future videos where I talk about cold email and sales that could help you make a lot of money. Take it easy. Peace.